we were just filming for your Ready for Your Tour, and we were talking about couples and what works and top tips. And what came about from it was that you have to really understand each other. And we were just talking about sometimes there's a downloader in the relationship, although I don't like to be gender specific. Quite often it's the woman who likes to talk a lot, to think. And there's somebody who's more of a sort of a think to talk, kind of processes it in their head. So which one would you two then? Which way round?
100% the talker right here. 100%.
So the challenges I notice with couples is that the talker has to learn to not talk so much, to give the other person a chance to speak up. But also if the other person isn't one for articulating their thoughts, it's quite hard to say what you think and what you mean. And I can relate to my own husband, because Mark, as you know, that I'm the talker and he's the quiet one. And so often when he's given a chance to speak, he's like, and it can't get the words out. So but you've talked today quite a bit about understanding each other, getting the plans clear, seeing what the connections are, seeing how the two independent businesses can work together. And that gave you real energy and real excitement, because you like, we're both going to have our needs met.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you now, is how did you achieve that? How, as you as a couple, do you get the talker not to talk so much and the quiet one to speak up, to be able to sort of, what's worked for you?
I'm the talker, so I'm going to talk first. I know. You were like, I'll wait.
See, even that was a sign. I know even when processing things, I'll generally wait for her opinion first. I'm still thinking in mine.
Because it's always safe to agree with my opinion.
Exactly. That's how you get on. Just nod and okay.
There you go.
So,
it all out.
But and there is a certain amount of truth in that, isn't there? Is giving the one that needs to talk time to process, because that's giving you as a thinker time to consider your answer. Because I remember for years getting to the point where I was so paranoid about being the talker, because people said I talk too much, too long. But I've actually realised the people around me who need time to process information are usually quite grateful that by me answering the question, they've got time to think about it.
Yeah, because I never thought about that. I always feel like I am just jumping in. And I know sometimes I am, because I can sense when he wants to say something straight away, when he's got his thoughts together in time. I've never thought about that like maybe you do need the time to think about the question and then answer it.
Yeah, and it's like, you can probably see on camera that's even what I'm doing now. When I get a question, I don't like to just sort of jump out and say straight away. I do like to think about what I'm going to say, to try and hopefully get a more concise answer, even though it's a bit of a waffle.
It's interesting. I think there's so many people that worry about it being concise or clear that you can get yourself in a bit of a scramble. We talked about doing retakes of videos, that actually sometimes just saying what comes out and feeling okay to do that. So as a couple though, you're going away now, what has worked or what will work for you when you're on tour to give Shirin the time to process, to get her thoughts out, but also for you to speak up and say when it's not working, when you know, because I think that's probably the hardest bit, isn't it? When it's not working for one of you, to actually go, this isn't right.
We've definitely worked on like communicating, and like I'll say it quite openly. Like I feel like we need to have a conversation and we need to talk. So for us, what works, it is literally going and taking a walk. I think a lot of the time, because we'll try and do it in our own space, like whether that be in the house or like in familiar spaces that we're in a lot of the time. And then I think that if we take ourselves out, whether we go out in the car and we head somewhere that we can get a clear space, that's really important. That's where we feel a lot of
that's where I seem to be able to open up more, and it's like an unload while you're doing something, especially like a walk, because I really enjoy the physical side as well. So I think that's when I'm almost most relaxed and most open. So it's putting yourself in those situations where you are open to talk and work through anything that's not working, and work out a solution for it, or just sort of assigning yourself time. So I know sometimes, especially with the arranging of the tour, I know if we haven't been putting time in, Shirin's going to be thinking, oh, we need to be doing this, we need to be doing that. But until she's like, right, we need to sit down, let's go and let's set some time aside to do that, I'm just kind of there and I'll take it in. But it's when we sit there, I'm like focused and it's giving my full attention to it, and that's when we're most productive. So it's giving yourself that allotted sort of specific time, and both being fully immersed in it, whether that's on a walk or sitting down with notes and paper.
Well, it's been nice to hear both of you talking. Didn't mean to cut you short there, Shirin. Time's up. Have a great tour. I'm looking forward to watching your vlogs and your photographs. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.